The Voice of One of Many Educated Guesses, A Student's Perspective, by Caden McReevy. Our entire lives, we have computers. I remember playing typing games or Franklin's Educational Adventures, and although technology has advanced tremendously since 1998, I stand with my toddler interpretation of the computer world. We all learn in our lives what happens when we press buttons, on computers or with our parents. I learned earlier that when Franklin's Adventures asked me, "Can you tell why Franklin doesn't hang out with Beaver very often?" and I choose C, because she's a big jerk and he hates her, I'm supposedly wrong. And the correct answer is just a nicer version. I realized then that computers are only as intuitive as their programming. They're not people. The computer can't teach me any valuable lessons unless it's programmed to. I learned that the best way to learn, apparently, is from other people, from teachers. On Tuesday, I did a test. I set my computer on a table and put a tie on his neck, and then I put a whiteboard next to him and gave him a laser pointer to use with his PowerPoint. And then I sat and listened. Silent. The slides ran through, and on slide 6, I had a question. I raised my hand. I waited. Then my arm got tired, so I switched arms. But after around 20 minutes, I gave up. He just wouldn't call on me, so I decided I'd come in after class when he wasn't as busy. I found him where I left him. I pulled up a chair and asked my question. "Mr. Mack, how do you grade creativity?" For a while, I thought he was just thinking about the question really, really hard, but then he went to sleep. The best part about human teachers is that they're not attached to an outlet in the wall. If you catch them at the right time, they're unplugged and fully charged. You can ask Mrs. McKinnon questions about matrices, or Hochstein questions about Alexander Hamilton, Shipley about the octet ruler, Hecker about the Great Gatsby. Our teachers have been programmed to tell you about boring things sometimes. They've been programmed to teach you right and wrong on multiple choice answers, just like computers. But the real similarity that makes all the difference between them is that both teachers and computers aren't programmed to love what they do. And the computers will never be able to. The teachers, well, they were never programmed because they learned to love what they do when they were our age, from most likely a teacher. I guarantee you that if this bill, S1113, passes, the number of people who achieve success with creativity and passion will drastically decrease. There will be fewer kids who get up on stage and accept awards for their achievements, be it in science, mathematics, acting, or directing. And if by some chance a few do make it, I guarantee you they won't be thanking their online computer classes they had in high school for their wise words, comforting and kind analysis, and overall support at a time they were developing most. So there are two choices to make. The first is to make educated guesses, which it seems we have no funding for, and the second is to make uneducated guesses, which seems to be the trend as of late. I'm going to put this in a language even the computers can understand. We can all be zeros, or we can all be ones. We can stand up for what we believe in, or we can sit down at our computer screens. And I know many have the inclination to be the zeros. And I understand that because I'm lazy too. But the more ones we get, the more contrast the zeros, and that changes the script and the code for the better.